It is time. It is time to brew your best beer. Brought to you by Beer Greens Supply Company, BrewTubers Online Brewers Club, Brew UK, Panhead Brewery, Tanner Ritchie, Finney's Homebrew Emporium, Brig Selv, Hackney Brewery, Hashigo Sake, Mangrove Jacks, Sprig and Fern Tavern, Yakima Valley Hops.
Hi guys, today we're going to be reviewing Sir Hops-A-Lot Imperial IPA, 7.4% ABV, 100 IBUs. Got a little foam coming up. Not going to be a gusher. Spyglass Brewery, BI036US. I'm sure it'll be in the description. I'm trying to cut my reviews down lengthwise, because I tend to just throw up for like 10 minutes about basically nothing. Okay, right off the bat, nice head, clear, good looking IPA. I could not ding it on the look at all. Beautiful, kind of like, almost like a golden red. Great looking beer. Head is, I didn't really pour it very aggressively, but looks pretty good. Give it a smell. Okay, smells pretty good. Got a little bit of sweetness, and definitely get some hops in there too. Maybe like a orangish, like an orange type of a hop aroma. Definitely kind of fruity. So, okay. Well, I will do a tasting and come back with my my thoughts on Sir Hops-A-Lot Imperial IPA. All right. So I poured out the rest of the beer, and it is bottle conditioned, so it stirred up all the sediment. So let's get into it. I already talked about the aroma and the appearance. On the flavor, it's a really nice drinking IPA. The bitterness is very smooth and appropriate for a 7% IPA. It says on the bottle 100 IBU, which is in theory as hoppy as you could possibly get a beer. I don't think that this beer right here, if you had it tested, would be a 100 IBUs, at least not as it sits in my hand, which in my opinion is good, because the bitterness is appropriate. It's not overly bitter. It's a nice smooth bitterness. I made a note here that if I had to guess, not knowing that, I would have said it's a 7, knowing it's a 7% IPA, I would have said 65 IBUs. So drinking quite nice. The hops is citrusy. I get some citrus, maybe like some orange that kind of follows the nose. But yeah, I can't really pull out a single like real strong. I mean, it's a kind of a, you know, a nice American citrus IPA. It's something that you'd expect, kind of run of the mill as far as the flavor. I don't taste anything super different about the hop, the flavor on it as far as hop wise. Really, the only complaint I had about this beer, it was well brewed, no real off flavors except for one, but no real off flavors, no harsh alcohol that you get from hop fermentation. I could tell that the fermentation was quite clean. The only thing that's starting to happen to it is starting to oxidize slightly, and this happens with every IPA. It's just something that time is not their friend, so it happens with every IPA. I mean, I've had Firestone Walkers that I forgot were in my fridge for 2 months. You try one and it's an oxidized piece of shit. So this is on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being an IPA that sat out in the sun for a year, and 1 being the freshest, dankest, IPA you could get right off the line. It's somewhere about a 3 or a 4. So it's very slight. It's probably a 3. I can pick it up. I can kind of tell that it is there, and it's something I picked up on right away. I'm extraordinarily sensitive to oxidized IPAs because I get burned so often. You go to the liquor store, you pick up an IPA, it doesn't have an enjoy by date, you bring it home, you drink it, or you don't pay attention to the enjoy by date or bottle on date, and you're like, what the F is this? And you can tell it's old. Overall, I really like the beer. It's a solid recipe for an IPA. The bitterness is very smooth throughout the whole thing. It doesn't leave. It's not a lingering harshness, not a lingering bitterness, which I've said it many times. I struggle with quite a bit in my IPAs. It'll just have this upfront, like, kind of harsh kick to it, and it is probably about as good as any commercial beer you can get. I mean, I was really pleased with this beer. I've had better IPAs, and I've had a lot worse from commercial breweries, so that's not too bad. Oh, I didn't think she was going to come up. Yeah, she was downstairs sleeping. Came up to say hi. So anyways, whoever did the Sir Hops-a-Lot Imperial IPA, I'm not going to tell you the score, but it's going to be a pretty good one for me. So cheers.